You gotta cut the head off a viper. You gotta. And from all the survival shows that I've watched, I've learned that even if you cut the head off a viper, it's still wicked dangerous. Those fangs, because the behind the viper's eyes, I just was watching Primal Survivor. And what's his name? Hazelnut? I don't know what the dude's name is. He's amazing. If you have never seen Primal Survivor, great show, great dude. But he said, in these vipers, they have the venom glands behind the eyes. So even if you cut the head off a viper, don't let the teeth nick you. All right? Those teeth are like hollow syringes, and they'll hit you. So the venom gland the venom sac, whatever it is stored behind the eyes. So even if you cut the head off a viper, it's still dangerous. But folks, there's a lot of misinformation. A lot of people have been stupefied for many, many years now. Like, we're talking about decades, if not a century, of dumbing down people. Just completely dumbing down. And you've heard it a million times. You've heard everybody say, oh, the school system, why don't they teach that? We've been talking about how poor the education is since like the 70s. Why do you think? There was a purpose to that. There was a purpose, because here we are in today's day and age where America is at a 4th grade reading level. The President of the United States, some study found that he speaks at a 6th grade reading level. And this is where we're at. I know a lot of people say it's Idiocracy or whatever that movie is. I ain't seen that full movie. I've seen clips of it, but it's worse than that. And when you see misinformation, you need to cut the head off that viper immediately and treat it like a poisonous snake. Misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, you need to go hard at that. Today, I was having a discussion with somebody, and they were saying that if you raise if you pay people more, the price of everything will go up. And I went, full stop. I said, this isn't even a discussion. That's not true. And I can't even entertain this like it's a debate or like some kind of conversation. Like, you're not a serious person if you say, if you, like, the whole Big Mac debate has gone out the window, okay? And people will say, you want to pay $20 for a Big Mac? That's awesome. Yeah, then pay people more. Or people that are on the internet. MJ Dog, what's up? MJ Dog 18. So we need to seriously combat this. I put some information down below. I am Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I go live every weekday. We talk about news, commentary. But today, because of my personal life, I wanted to interject some information for you. That when you see Pickle Squad is back. What up, Pickle Squad? Pickle Squad, we're going to take a quick time out. I'm going to talk about the cutting the head off the viper of misinformation. Pickle Squad, did you see the released Fortnite image of Pickle Peely or Pickly or whatever he's called? Ant Lambert, what's up? Are you related to Adam Lambert? Amazing singer. Everybody that's joining, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I bring you news and commentary 5 days a week. I'm here for you. We have some conversations. And sometimes we sometimes we get a little derailed and we talk about Fortnite, because Pickle Squad, it's got a cool name, and they're going to have a pickle themed Fortnite thing. So anyways, just wanted to see if you've done that, Pickle Squad. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the thumbs up. So when you hear misinformation, you can't entertain this like it's a discussion, folks. You can't. Too many people get into the fucking theory of, let's have a dialogue about this. But it's dumb, and you're making yourself dumber if you entertain the discussion conversation with misinformation. Sometimes I do it on here because you need to engage with people, and this is a little different. There's people in a chat, and I'm just speaking. But in real life, what happened to me today when this cat, the same cat who said, everything should be free, we should burn money. I didn't think he was serious. I think he was saying it to have people like him, or, have people appreciate what he was saying. I don't think he meant any of it, because when I say, we should be paid more, and he goes, yeah, but if you pay people more, then everything's going to cost way more. And that's just not true. That is just demonstratively false. That is propaganda from CEOs for decades now. Remember, back in the 60s, CEOs used to make about 20 times the median employee. So if you averaged out all the employees, the CEO would make about 20 times that. Today, it's between 350 times and up to thousands of times what the median employee makes. And that's by design. And the information, when people say, oh, if you pay people $20, then a Big Mac's going to cost $20. And it's like, you fucking morons. Stop. Full stop. This is not the conversation. If the price of everything went up over COVID, if the price of everything went up since 2009, and the federal minimum wage is still $7.25, there are still states, a lot of states, that are paying people $7.25 an hour. And prices have gone up there, folks. So how do you explain that? That's just common sense on its face. But more importantly, what you need to dive into, and I don't give up, Courtney Tatum. Well, you should. And the reason you should give a F is because your communities are being hurt right now. Like Bill Burr said, God bless Bill Burr, speaking up for the common working man, hasn't lost touch. You could tell. There's something about Bill Burr. If you missed it, I kept the link down below. But he said these billionaires should be put down like rabid dogs. They're rabid with greed. And he continued on to say people shouldn't, he keeps hearing that people are stressed out. And he said people shouldn't be working a full-time job and not be able to pay their rent. They shouldn't have to get another job. And that's how somebody said to me, well, Bill Burr has kids. And I said, but it's more than that. You could tell Bill Burr is still in touch with the community. He still talks to regular people. He's not like a Joe Rogan, the amount of money, the payroll that walks in as interviews, like the people that he interviews are the elites of the elites. It's funny how he wants to rail against, the Illuminati and the deep state. It's like, bro, you guys are the deep state. You are the psyop. Joe, you are the one who's only talking to billionaires, keeping your bubble very, very small. But the reason Bill Burr said that is because he understands, he talks to he's a regular dude still, and he definitely still has roots and connections in the community. And the reason why everyone needs to care about this is because people shouldn't have to work 2 jobs to survive. And if anybody ever tells you that, you full stop them. You say, I can't have a conversation with someone this stupid. You're like a peacock, but your feathers are stupidity, showing it all off, flaunting it for the world. Because that's what CEOs want you to say to other people. That's what they want to keep you divided. We don't need to be divided on this. Oh, what's up, Too Fast for You? What's going on? Good to see you, man. But I say all this because I literally, and then people started saying, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, I just can't entertain a conversation when somebody says, oh, if you pay people more, the cost of everything goes up. Because I say the cost of everything has gone up. And wages this is a simple fucking Google, people. This is what's so frustrating. It's like when I was growing up, you had to know someone or have Encyclopedia Britannica or have access to a library. You had to be able to get your information from somewhere. Now, I know Google is whatever. It's suspect and their AI is horrible. But you can go to DuckDuckGo. You can research this and then fact check it and cross check it. And there's information at our fingertips, and people refuse to find out. They'd rather have somebody, and that's the other funny thing about the Joe Rogans and the Elon Musks of the world. They don't want to think they're independent thinkers, but Joe Rogan bows down at the altar of whatever Doge says. He's literally said that Doge is saving the West. Elon is saving the West. They had a whole podcast on it. And it's amazing that the people who think they're rebellious or question things absolutely do not question a thing that the people that their beliefs align with tell them. They don't question nothing. Listen, I get it. If you want to question stuff, then question it all. Why is it when your beliefs align with something, then you don't question it, you just take it as gospel truth? It's so infuriating. It's like Elon Musk. He keeps tweeting stuff where I'm like, does this apply to just the people you don't like? He tweeted that, Elon Musk, I retweeted, I put on my Blue Sky, I think, but he retweeted someone that was saying the New York Times and these media outlets have been caught lying. And Elon says, if you believe somebody who's been caught lying before, then you're stupid. And I said, does that apply? I replied to him. I said, does that only apply to the media outlets you don't like? Because your billionaire-owned media outlet has been caught disseminating misinformation, disinformation, lies constantly, more than any other platform. So are people stupid if they believe you, or does it only apply to your fragile little ego where it's the things you don't like? And this is what I mean, but people, please, I just implore you to think of it with common sense. When you hear someone say that, it doesn't matter if you agree with them or not. Like, listen to what they're saying. Elon is saying, if you believe someone who's been caught lying a ton, which Donald Trump lies like there's no tomorrow. And this is, again, not for debate. Like, this is easily provable stuff. This fucking guy is just, like, flat out lied about stuff that's common sense. That anyone with half a brain, but he's banking on you not to have a half a brain. What's up, CJ? Everybody has a computer in their hand, right? Everybody. And you can Google this stuff. And I try to put information down below in the description for you. But what it boils down to is like these people are telling you to your face that you are stupid. Elon retweeting that saying if you believe somebody who's been caught lying to you, a media outlet, which Twitter, X is a media outlet, a social media outlet, he says it brings you news. He says you are the news. You are the journalist now. But in his tweet, he's implying that it's only certain media that if you believe after they're caught lying, then you're an idiot. Shouldn't that just be like good advice shouldn't only stipulate specific instances. Good advice is just good advice and it should be believed whether you agree with them or not, whether they're on your team or not. That's the whole problem right now. Joe Rogan plays team politics. That's his whole fucking thing. Divide the masses, divide the poor people. It is funny because there's another article I linked down below that said if right-wing people have been forever talking about George Soros and how he's the deep state, the Illuminati, how he's funding, he's all this stuff. And it's hilarious. This whole article breaks down like each instance where Elon Musk is doing things that they claim George Soros was doing. And he's doing it like, it's not hard to uncover what he's doing. And they're all quiet. It's just hypocrisy because, again, well, there's so many levels to it, but people are being dumb and believing them. That's the what it boils down to. Whether they were tricked because they honestly believed them, like these gamers that believed Elon Musk was really the top 4 player in the world. It's like he lied about that. He lied about that. Why would you ever believe him on anything else? He lied on something that was so easily, like, discoverable. Like, you could catch him lying about one of the dumbest things to lie about because everyone who is in the gamer world is like, if you're in the top 4, that's all you can do. Like, people that are in the top 10, like, they have to play, like, 22 hours a day of this game. And they're like, and Elon Musk is clearly like giving speeches and traveling and on a private jet that you can track, like all these things. And he's lying about that. Why would anybody believe him after? I was happy that some of these gamers like at least woke up a little bit. They were like, oh, he's a liar. And I was like, oh shit, that's what it took. Like him lying about a video game, the most easily disprovable thing that he was not playing. But then again, they'll believe him with other stuff. It's like people who lie like that on such a grand scale on dumb things, they will lie about anything. They have no morality. Joe Rogan blows. He totally does. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Aunt Lambert. Oh, man. If you think Trump likes you or if you think Trump has your... Hey, what's up, Victor? Good to see you, man. If you think Trump even cares about you in the least, and this is how people are going to find out, when stuff that they care about gets taken or if you think because you're British that it don't apply to you, if you don't think that the community I discuss is a global community, I'm very sorry. Like, I'm very sorry if you think this is an isolated incident. But again, it just shows like, the small scale you think on. Like, oh, well, let me just cheer on Trump and hope there's no repercussions ever against anybody that I love. And that's the funny thing. This, especially the people who think they're like Christians or believe in, I don't know. There are people that if you go on their social media, the funniest thing to me is these people that like pump up this hate. They love to pump up the hate when it's focused at people that scare them or whatever it is. But then you go to like, there were profiles I was going to and it would be like a Bible quote. And I'd be like, how do you get off like thinking you're a serious person when you're like quoting the Bible, being like, just be nice to each other or some bullshit like that, and then turning around being like, yeah, I'm gonna support the most hate-filled people there are. Like, you fucking that dumb? There's people out there that dumb. Yeah, I remember you, Victor, out in Norway. Steve Holmes. Is that the best you can bring, Stephen Holmes? How's your transition been going? Like, this is the level. Like, yo, there are fucking 10-year-olds on Fortnite that roast me better than you, Steve. Hello, bro. Where are you from? From America. I love the like. Some people are just Sweden. Sorry, that's right. Sweden. I'll always remember now because of the Swedish chef. Oh, we got a lot of trolls up here. A lot of trolls. How's life, my fellow American? Well, I'm watching the destruction of our communities. The Republican proposal for their budget includes lots of tax cuts, but they also want to get rid of Medicaid. And I put some information down below about Medicaid. Medicaid is the state-run healthcare system, which we should all have, and it should just be free. Which, when I say free, I mean our taxes should just pay for it. And they're looking to cut about $880 million, I think it was, dollars over the next 10 years, which is exactly how much it costs to run Medicaid for 10 years. So they're just looking to eradicate it. And that's why I don't understand the party that claims to like the Bible, but then wants to make the most vulnerable people suffer. Like, I'll never be able to understand that. Like, the Bible for them is a weapon to be wielded, not to help anyone and not to read or understand. It's just a weapon. It's a shield. It's a sword and a shield. That's what the Bible is for them. Elon Mussolini is taking away our First Amendment rights by shutting down NPR. Well, that's the other thing. Like, you know, they're so sensitive that they got anything that's what Elon has been rating. You know, and when he listen, here's the other thing. When Trump puts the list of Doge cuts and it's like 10 million here, 50 million there. I think the biggest one I saw was 400 and something million. I'm like, you understand Elon Musk is getting $15 billion of our tax money. Our taxes are keeping his companies afloat. 15 billion with his companies. That's much more than 10 billion here, 3 million there, 10 million there. Like, they're showing us this list where I'm like, that list doesn't even equal. It's not even equal to like the tens of billions of dollars Elon Musk is getting. But people are fucking stupid, you know? People are like, yeah, cut $10 million from most vulnerable people needing help. Not the richest man in the world, just fucking using his own monies for his companies. Like, why do the taxpayers have to pay? Why does my taxes have to go to that? I'd rather my taxes go to people's Medicaid. I'd rather know that my neighbors don't have to sweat about getting insulin or asthma or wheelchairs. Like, America, you lost the plot a long time ago, but this is like the peacock of stupidity, like flaunting your feathers and showing it. And that's why I say you got to cut the head off the viper. When people start talking about Jesus or the Bible, you immediately, you say, you're not a serious person. Like, when people send me clips of Jesse Waters on Fox News, you're not a serious person. This is not a discussion you are capable of having. I don't need a fucking parrot peacocking his stupidity and repeating things that someone told him. You need to actually understand what's happening. And you need to care about your community, which is global. Double OG, they are loans. He pays them back. Now, I'm parroting shit I hear. Listen, my friend, if you think he's paying any of that back, you put it down in the chat or when I'm done in the comments, how much he has paid back and the proof of that. And if that is the case, why is he needing to pay it back in the first place? This guy has, 400 billion? I don't know the number. It's so much that you could never spend it. So again, Double OG, on its face, it makes no sense. It makes no sense that you're saying he pays it back. This dude isn't hard up for cash. He's not. He can sell some stock. He could get some loans. Why is it our taxpayer money? And bigger than that, Double OG, why is it that, no, I'm not mad because I'm broke, homie. I am mad because our taxpayer money, our taxes, the money I pay, I want to go to my neighbors to make sure everybody has health care. Not so the richest guy in the world can fucking keep his companies afloat. By the way, they're horrible companies. And Double OG, did you also see that he's getting $400 million to provide Cybertrucks, armored Cybertrucks? The Cybertruck, the thing that is more explosive and kills more people in fires than the Ford Pinto. I'll put that in the link last week so you can go back. So I'm just mad because people like you bootlick him and you do this stuff where it's like we can't entertain it. Where are you hearing that their loans he pays back? It's like the stupidity of people. He does it. The guy with the most money in the world, that's who we're talking about, doesn't need a loan for his companies. He doesn't need a $15 billion loan, okay? And look what he did when he got loaned, what was it, 420 billion for Twitter, whatever the amount was. He lost 75% of that. These people are stupid, man. These people are stupid. That's what I'm asking you to do, Double OG. Go look it up, please, because we don't need any more Elon bootlickers. And what I would really, how do you think? I know how corporations work, my friend. Why do you think business exists? Tell me, why do you think businesses exist? I would like you to explain to me. Why? What's wrong with it? This. You understand, businesses only exist to make profit. They only exist to meet Wall Street's expectations. You do correctly understand that, right? That's why they will extort whatever they can. And if you're talking about how businesses exist, how do you think Twitter exists? He got loans, not from the government, and do you think he's paying any of those back? Do you think he's done a good job at business when he said, if people are going to try to blackmail me with money, which was stupid on its face, go F yourself, and to tell people not to advertise? Do you think it's smart that he's trying to sue people to force them to advertise? Like, there's nothing here that, oh, later, Victor. I link everything down below, my friend. Double OG. Somebody with Double OG is the name that's just like, do you know how corporations work? Elon pays everything back. It just, you'd think a Double OG would be more for the people than, I don't know, defending failing businesses. Like, this is not up for debate. Cybertruck is a major failure. Twitter has lost a lot of value. In fact, advertisers fleed so much that Elon Musk sued them to force them to advertise. It's so funny, man. But again, he's a Double OG. Oh, do you know how much of the economy is purchasing power, Double OG? Just let me know. How much of the economy do you think is people's ability to buy things? Of course, you're not going to answer that. That's what I mean. It's like these fucking people. I feel bad, man, because this is why we need, investment in education, because you got somebody who's like, Elon is rich, that makes him smart, and you equate wealth with intelligence, and it just, well, number one, that on its face just shows you how stupid you are, but more importantly, like, you don't question anything, you don't look into it, you don't understand what is going on with these corporations. You're the one who's like, oh, if you pay people more, then a hamburger is going to cost $20. I'm like, I hate to break it to you, the price of fucking fast food, the price of food has gone up exponentially. It has not kept up with anybody's wages. Oh, what is he saying? So weird that Trump and Elon are both welfare queens. I know, right? Oh, and that was another article I think I linked down below. And there was something about you today I wanted to talk about. I'm not on Elon's side, but he has access to office. He can over anyone. Yeah, and he's unelected, and he's running rampant. And you know what the funny thing is that, you know who he went after first? All of the government agencies that were looking into him. All the ones that were like, hey, your stuff's not safe. There was a horrible story on CBS News this morning. I only watched the YouTube clip of it, of a mother who lost her 6-week-old son, and Fisher Price and Mattel, the parent company, didn't release the recall until like 5 years after. So her like liable suit against this company got dismissed from court. Like, she, even her appeal was like shot down. But it just shows that these corporations aren't your friends. They're only here to make money. And you know who's getting most of that money? The CEOs. This is easily Googleable stuff. You could find out how much they make, how much they're taking. I mean, the thing with Double OG is he's probably, you know, an anti-Luigi guy. He's like, you know what? I really like how much I pay for my health care. And that's the sad thing. It's like all these government agencies that work to protect us, that work to make sure we're not getting ripped off, to make sure that the government isn't run like the Logan Paul brothers, like the Paul brothers, and it's just a big shitcoin meme crypto scheme. Those things are in place for a reason. The government is meant as a service to people, by the way, but it just sucks because, you know, Elon, by his own words, his own tweet, you can look it up. I replied to it. If you follow me on Twitter, I think I posted on my Blue Sky. I can post it in the community, but you could look it up. He's the one who said, if you believe somebody after they've been caught lying every day, then you're an idiot. That was his tweet. And I said, does this apply to only the New York Times, or does it apply to anybody who's been caught lying a bunch? Because Elon has. Trump has. This is not up for debate, folks. You think the downfall of America as a civilization is here? I think the downfall of an empire is absolutely here. 100%. But there's things we can do, folks, and that's why I try to talk about this stuff, and that's why I try to have these conversations, and that's why I try to bring you information down in the description below, because, you know, we need to be informed, and we need to understand that corporations are not your friend. Elon Musk does not have the goals that you have. Elon Musk does not care about his workers. He fired one in the next town over from me who was trying to start a union because they wanted heat in the winter and air conditioning in the summer. The wealthiest guy in the world does not have heat and air conditioning in his shop. And this guy was trying to organize and they fired him. Okay? Elon Musk is notoriously not nice to his employees. And I need people to remember that, because when you think about defending a Jeff Bezos or Mark Zuckerberg or an Elon Musk, remember that if you worked for them, you'd probably fucking hate them. You would most likely, if you're a person of color, if you're any kind of minority, if you're, you know, looking to enforce your worker or utilize your workers' rights, you would hate these people. Remember, Amazon is the one who people were peeing and pooping in bottles. One of the wealthiest men in the world had his employees pooping in bottles. These are the people that they're defending. Can you please say my sister's name is Jenny Tolles? Jenny Tolles from the Big Table. I like that name, Big Table. Yo, you're watching the Big Table. You should do a live stream too. Oh, man, I forget. Oh, there was a YouTube article that was fascinating. I didn't get to dive too much. I only read the article once. I linked it down below, but it's about how it's like so difficult to find videos, and that a majority of the videos don't have comments, don't have views. The other interesting thing is that a majority of the videos were like music to, I don't know. Again, there's an interesting video about YouTube, but I've always said this, that YouTube's algorithm is meant for the Paul brothers and the Mr. Beast. It is not meant for small time creators. So with that, he made you say genitals. That was a good one, Big Table. Jenny Tolles. Oh, he got me to say genitals. Everybody, that's hilarious. You are, I'll tell you what, Big Table. That's better comedy than I've seen anything Joe Rogan released in the last 15 years. Joe Rogan might have you on the podcast with that joke. He'd be like, why don't you come in and let's talk about aliens and the deep state and tell us that Jenny Tolles joke. But the YouTube algorithm, there's a lot of people that do videos on YouTube, and now you could get in the algorithm and just do a better video. But we know that's not true. We know that YouTube does hide certain content. YouTube has blacklisted words. If you're a fan of Nerd City and his content, he's gone through it. Like, he's broken it down with the magnifying glass and said, like, these are the words. In fact, I've, you know, saved some of the things he said, because if you're hashtagging these words, YouTube's going to dismiss your video. And we see it all the time. We saw it with what? Kenji? What's the dude's name? The YouTuber? I didn't watch him until this big hubbub, but he was releasing the same video as Markiplier. Like the same exact game he was reacting to or playing, I forget. And Kenji is a black dude and Markiplier is a white dude. And YouTube demonetized Kenji's video and was like clearly racist. And there was a huge hubbub. This was like a, you're a Mike Hunt. Please give a shout out to Mike Hunt. Listen, I love those jokes. There's nothing wrong with that. Big Table. Big Table, you're a regular old Mike Hunt. But But yeah, so interesting article down below. Good reading for you. Good reading for you. Today's Monday. Start off the week by cutting the head off that viper. Folks, don't let disinformation and misinformation bootlickers, like people who just believe what Elon says, right? Elon's borrowing that money. He's just paying it back. That's all. Yeah, I'm sure. And if he needs to borrow that money, borrow from somewhere else. Why? Like, that's a bigger thing. Double OG, which I refuse. Just double. You're just a double O. Double O. Why does the richest man in the world okay with taking our taxes, but Medicaid, providing taxes, or using our taxes to provide health care for children? I think it's 70% children on Medicaid or something like that. But that's not okay. That's the funding we want to cut. Like, those are the people I don't want to fucking birds of a feather with. You know, if you're okay with Elon taking 15 billion of our taxes, but looking at 800 million over 10 years and saying, no, those people, we should have work requirements on their health. Like, you ain't for this channel. This channel ain't for you. You can piss off, go to Jesse Waters' YouTube channel, go to Ben Shapiro, let them parrot shit to you that they heard from their billionaire owners. And then let's see where America goes, because are we great yet, folks? Cut the head off the viper. I know, bend over. That's your son? Oh. All right, guys. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Much love. Thank you, CJ, for being here. Always good to see you. Grift Elon. The Department of Grift with Elon. Yeah, I've heard some good acronyms for that. All right, guys.